We've all felt it. That primal urge to push beyond the familiar, to test our limits against the raw power of nature. There's no better way to answer that call than by lacing up your boots and hitting the trail. But some paths are not for the faint of heart. They're a test of human endurance, a dance with danger where one wrong step could be your last. We're talking about trails that wind along treacherous ridges, climb sheer cliffs, and weave through landscapes teeming with unpredictable wildlife. These aren't your average Sunday strolls. These are the paths less traveled, the ones that separate the weekend warriors from true adventurers. So if you're ready to trade comfort for adrenaline, predictability for the unknown, then join me as we explore 15 of the most dangerous hiking trails on Earth. From the fiery depths of volcanic craters to the dizzying heights of snow-capped peaks, these trails will leave you breathless, hopefully for all the right reasons. Let's get started with number 15. Our journey into the world's most dangerous trails begins in Indonesia, home to the awe-inspiring and equally intimidating Mount Ijen. Don't be fooled by the seemingly gentle slopes. This active volcano harbors a secret that's as beautiful as it is deadly. Hidden within its crater lies a turquoise lake, a sight that could easily be mistaken for paradise. But this is no tropical lagoon. This body of water is filled with sulfuric acid, so strong it could eat through metal. The air here hangs heavy with toxic fumes, a constant reminder of the volatile forces at play beneath the surface. Miners brave these treacherous conditions daily, extracting sulfur with minimal protection, a stark reminder of the human cost of survival. Even for experienced hikers, Mount Ijen demands respect. A simple misstep or a change in wind direction could expose you to a lethal dose of toxic gas. This is a place where beauty and danger walk hand in hand, a stark reminder that nature's wonders often come at a price. From the volcanic heart of Indonesia, we journey to the majestic Rocky Mountains of Colorado, home to the Maroon Bells. Now these twin peaks, rising over 14,000 feet, are a sight to behold, a photographer's dream and a hiker's challenge. But don't let their picture-perfect beauty lull you into a false sense of security. The Maroon Bells South Ridge, while popular, is a force to be reckoned with. The trail is a relentless climb, a scramble over loose rock and scree that tests even the most seasoned hiker. The real danger here lies in the trail's deceptive nature. What starts as a pleasant hike can quickly turn into a grueling test of stamina and skill. Add to that the potential for sudden weather changes, and you've got a recipe for disaster. Even with a guide, this trail demands your full attention. One wrong step, one moment of carelessness, and you could find yourself tumbling down a steep, unforgiving slope. The Maroon Bells are a stark reminder that even in the most breathtaking landscapes, danger lurks around every corner. We're leaving the lower 48 behind us now and heading north, way north to Alaska, home of the midnight sun and some of the planet's most unforgiving wilderness. Our next trail takes us to Rover's Run in Anchorage, and let me tell you, this one's not for the faint of heart. It's not the terrain that'll get you here, it's the locals. And by locals, I mean bears, big brown bears. Rover's Run cuts right through prime bear territory, and they're not afraid to let you know it. Now, I've had my fair share of encounters with these magnificent creatures, and trust me, they demand respect. A wrong step here could mean a face-to-face with a grizzly. And that's a situation you never want to be in unprepared. Before you even think about setting foot on Rover's Run, you need to be bear aware. We're talking proper food storage, making noise on the trail. You don't want to surprise a bear. And carrying bear spray. And I don't mean just having it tucked away in your pack. Keep it within reach at all times. Remember, a bear can go from 0 to 100 in the blink of an eye. And you need to be ready to react just as fast. Even if park rangers give the all clear, don't let your guard down. These bears, they don't follow park schedules. They move as they please, and their presence can change in an instant. Stay vigilant, stay alert, and remember, this isn't a walk in the park, it's a walk in bear country. One wrong move could be your last. From the vast wilderness of Alaska, we find ourselves transported to the rugged beauty of the English Lake District. Striding Edge, perched atop Helvellyn, is a hike that demands your full attention. Imagine this, You're on a knife-edge ridge, wind howling past you, the ground falling away hundreds of feet on either side. The path is narrow, treacherous, often covered in ice and snow. One wrong step, one gust of wind, and you could find yourself tumbling down a sheer drop. And when you finally reach the summit, you know you've truly earned it. You've stared into the abyss and come out on top. We're heading back to the States now, to the majestic Mount Rainier National Park in Washington State. This place is a hiker's paradise, with its towering peaks and pristine forests. But amidst this beauty lies a hidden danger: the Muir snowfield. This isn't your average stroll in the park. The air thins with every step, and the weather can turn on a dime. One minute you can be basking in sunshine, the next you're caught in a blinding snowstorm. The Muir snowfield demands respect. You need to be prepared for anything and everything Mother Nature can throw at you. Proper gear is essential: layers of warm clothing, waterproofs, ice axe, crampons. The ever-present danger of avalanches is a stark reminder that this mountain doesn't suffer fools. But for those who are prepared, the rewards are immeasurable. We're heading to the Grand Canyon, a place of immense beauty but also unforgiving conditions. The Bright Angel Trail, though well maintained, is a beast in disguise. It's not the terrain that'll get you, but the heat. Temperatures here can soar past 110 degrees Fahrenheit, turning this descent into a furnace. Don't let the gradual decline fool you. That 4,000-foot drop over 9.5 miles can sneak up on you, especially under the scorching sun. Dehydration is a real threat, and I've seen even experienced hikers succumb to heat stroke on this trail. Remember, the canyon demands respect. Pack plenty of water, more than you think you'll need, and listen to your body. This isn't some stroll in the park. This is a proper expedition. You're up against the elements, and underestimating the challenge is a recipe for disaster. The park rangers tell me they're constantly rescuing hikers who thought this trail was a walk in the park. Remember, preparation is key. They don't call it the Devil's Path for nothing. This 25-mile monster in New York State is a grueling test of endurance, even for seasoned hikers. We're talking 14,000 feet of elevation gain and loss. That's like climbing half of Mount Everest. This isn't a trail for the faint of heart. Imagine scrambling up steep, rocky climbs, your lungs burning, legs screaming for mercy. And just when you think you've conquered a peak, you're hit with another bone-jarring descent. It's relentless, unforgiving, and downright brutal. The Devil's Path throws everything it has at you. But here's the thing about this trail. It's a rite of passage. Conquer the Devil's Path, and you've conquered something within yourself. But don't let the thrill of the challenge overshadow the very real dangers. Slippery paths and sheer drop-offs demand your full attention. One wrong step can send you tumbling down a rocky slope. Trust me, I've seen enough broken bones and twisted ankles to know that this trail demands respect. So come prepared, stay focused, and never underestimate the Devil's Path. Deep in the heart of Utah's canyon lands lies a place so remote, so disorienting, they call it the Maze. This isn't just a hike, it's a journey into the unknown, a test of your survival instincts. Forget marked trails and friendly signposts. Out here, it's just you, the elements, and the constant threat of getting well and truly lost. The maze is a labyrinth of towering sandstone canyons, twisting slot canyons, and dead-end trails that can easily lead you astray. Navigation is key here, and even with a map and compass, it's easy to lose your bearings. Trust me, I've been turned around in circles more times than I can count. Out here, self-sufficiency is paramount. You're on your own, miles from civilization, and any mistake can have serious consequences. Before you even set foot in the maze, you need to inform the park rangers of your itinerary. This is non-negotiable. They need to know where you're going and when you plan to be back, just in case things go south. Rescue out here is no easy feat. It's remote, it's unforgiving, and it's a true test of your survival skills. Remember, the maze demands respect, preparation, and a healthy dose of caution. We're heading deep into the Peruvian Andes, home to the legendary lost city of the Incas, Machu Picchu. Today, we're tackling the Huayna Picchu Trail, a path so treacherous it's earned the nickname the Hike of Death. Sheer granite stairs carved by the Incas winding up the mountainside. Exposure to the open air and a recipe for disaster. Your only lifeline? An old guide cable. Hold on tight because it's the only thing standing between you and a sheer drop. Nerves of steel, legs of iron, and respect for the mountain. We're hiking for survival. Now, we're trekking through the heart of Yosemite National Park, home to some of the most breathtaking scenery on Earth. But don't let the beauty fool you, because today's trail, the Mist Trail, is as treacherous as it is stunning. This iconic path draws in adventurers from all over the globe, but it's not for the faint of heart. The Mist Trail lives up to its name, often shrouded in a fine mist from the cascading waterfalls that plunge down the granite cliffs. This constant spray makes the trail incredibly slippery, especially during the wetter months. In fact, it's so treacherous when wet that the National Park Service often closes sections during the off-season to prevent accidents. Even experienced hikers can find themselves losing their footing, which is why it's crucial to have proper footwear with good grip and to take each step with caution. Remember, even a small slip can have serious consequences on a trail like this. We need to be on high alert, watching our footing and respecting the power of nature. Stay sharp, stay focused, and we'll conquer this iconic yet challenging trail together. Today's adventure takes us to Spain, to El Caminito del Rey, once the most dangerous hike in the world. It's no walk in the park, perched on a sheer gorge 100 meters above the river. Now restored and reopened with safety measures in place. But it still demands respect. Be prepared for an adrenaline-pumping experience. We're headed to Zion National Park in Utah, home to Angel's Landing. Now don't let that name fool you. This ain't no walk in the park. 150,000 people tackle this beast every year, drawn in by the thrill of the climb and those breathtaking views. But remember, this is the wild, and danger lurks around every corner. The final stretch is where things get really hairy. You'll be traversing a narrow spine with sheer drops on either side, clinging onto a chain handrail for dear life. It's not for the faint of heart, and a strong head for heights is a must. Trust me, one wrong step here and it's a long way down. Thankfully, accidents are pretty rare. The park rangers do a top-notch job of maintaining the trail and keeping an eye on things, but remember, your safety is your responsibility. Stay hydrated, take it slow, and respect the power of this incredible landscape. This is Mother Nature showing off her raw power, and we're just visitors in her domain. So gear up, stay sharp, and remember, it's Angel's Landing, not Angel's Lounging. This time, we're venturing into the heart of southern Africa to tackle the legendary Drakensberg Grand Traverse. This ain't your average weekend stroll, folks. This is a multi-day expedition that'll push you to your absolute limits. Picture this, 150 miles of unforgiving terrain, jagged peaks piercing the sky, and weather that can change from sunshine to snowstorm in the blink of an eye. This is a true test of your survival skills, demanding meticulous planning and a healthy dose of grit. You'll need detailed maps, a reliable GPS, and enough supplies to last you days on end. And trust me, going it alone is a recipe for disaster. Always stick together in a small group, watch out for each other, and keep those communication lines open. The Drakensberg will test your strength, your resilience, and your ability to work as a team. But conquer this beast, and you'll have a story to tell for the rest of your days. Just remember, preparation is key. Out here, respect for the mountain could be the difference between life and death. We're heading to the roof of the world, lads. Everest. Now, we won't be summiting this beast today, but even reaching base camp is a serious test. At over 5,000 meters, the air's so thin it'll make your head spin if you're not careful. Acclimatization is key here. We're talking gradual ascent, plenty of rest, and listening to your body. Altitude sickness is no joke, trust me. This isn't a Sunday stroll in the park, this is Everest, and she demands respect. The 2015 earthquakes really shook things up here, literally. Trails were damaged and the landscape changed. This region is so remote that supplies often have to be flown in. Now there's even talk of moving base camp further down due to melting glaciers. Imagine that, the very ground shifting beneath your feet. That's Everest for you, a constant reminder that nature is in control. But don't let that deter you. With the right preparation and a healthy dose of grit, this iconic trek is within your reach. China's Hoshan Mountain, 5 peaks, each with its own legend. We're tackling the South Peak, home to a trail so dangerous. It's enough to make a grown man weak in the knees, forget gentle slopes and switchbacks. This is next-level climbing. We're talking carved steps, sheer drops and ladders that look like they were built for mountain goats. And if that wasn't enough, the final ascent features the infamous plank walk. Just a few planks of wood between you and a sheer drop thousands of feet down. Now you might think reaching the summit at over 7,000 feet is the hard part, but remember, you've got to get back down. Every step requires focus, every handhold a lifeline. This is no place for complacency, this is where your mettle is tested, your courage pushed to the limit. But for those brave enough to face the challenge, the reward is a view from the top of the world. This, my friends, is the true meaning of earning your view. So there you have it, some of the most extreme trails on the planet, places that'll test your limits, push you to the edge, and leave you breathless in more ways than one. Remember, these trails are not for the faint of heart. Preparation is key, proper gear, thorough research, and respecting the power of nature. But most importantly, listen to your gut. If something doesn't feel right, turn back. There's no shame in living to hike another day. For more incredible nature videos, check out our nature playlist. Don't forget to like and subscribe to support the channel. And a huge thanks to our members for making this all possible. Until the next adventure, stay safe, stay curious, and never underestimate the wild.